Koby has shown incredible growth throughout the series, so much so that he's been co-signed by Garp. Yes, the hero of the Marines, the man who stood side by side with Sengoku to jump Shiki, linked up with Gold D. Roger to slide the Rocks Pirates, and nuked an island with his fist, has put his faith in Koby's abilities. I have one question for you. Do you think he deserves such an honor? Personally, I believe so, and I also need to push this video out before this week's episode because Koby's about to go crazy. I mean, hopefully, because anime pacing. That being said, I will be discussing spoilers, so this is your only warning. Koby obviously is a surrogate grandson of Garp and was even taken under his wing, trained up to be the Marine that his actual grandson was supposed to be. When I think Koby, my mind immediately goes good future Luffy minus the devil fruit. Post-time skip, he even shares a striking resemblance to Luffy. I can't deny that the glow up from the beginning of the series to now is monumental. He went from a scrawny runt with thick bifocals to a shipboxing menace in clout goggles and a captain's coat. Koby also grinded his way to captain. He stated that one day he'll grow strong enough to stop Luffy. Whether he can do that is now very questionable, but I appreciate his confidence. I also think it's interesting that he's a part of Sword. It adds a layer of depth to his character, as before knowing he was Sword, Koby was just an above average Marine. I'm a little curious as to why he would join such a high risk division. Maybe I'm just theory crafting, but I feel like there's a thread there, like he's got some sort of ulterior motive. I mean, X-Drake's in Sword, but that just kind of feels like a fun fact. He ain't really do much. But anyway, overall, Koby's a pretty solid dude. If I were to put a name on his form of justice, it would be heroic justice. Justice that is heroic would consider what avenues would serve the greater good or create a net positive. Think maybe a goody two-shoes or a Superman type. It's a very pure and straightforward form of justice, and I think it fits in line with his character. Some examples of his heroic justice are him jumping in front of a Kainu, hitting the Piccolo sacrifice pose in an attempt to reduce casualties during Marineford, allowing himself to be captured by Blackbeard to save his allies on Amazon Lily, and vowing to be the one to bring down Luffy and the Straw Hats. Although the Straw Hats aren't necessarily bad guys, Koby's motivation is directly tied to this goal, and bringing down a notorious pirate crew counts as a net positive for the world. Technically. As for his role in the endgame of the series, I can see him showing up as a major player in the upcoming war, and by that time, I expect him to be at least a moderate threat to Luffy in the future. I also wouldn't rule out Koby allying himself with Luffy, as he was the driving force that influenced his growth. And Luffy doesn't act like a traditional ruthless pirate. He actually helps people and sometimes overthrows a government or two. Casual, non-pirate things. Anyways, if Koby wasn't cracked at his job, then he wouldn't have a 5-star bounty from the Cross Guild on his head. To conclude, when the episode airs, you should understand why Garp holds Koby in such high regard, why he's an amazing character, and why he's the future of the Marines.